Alright, I'm not gonna be able. I'm gonna have to be a little quiet because it is midnight, and there are other people who live in my house, not just me. I'm excited. I'm excited, man. New 21 Pilots. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Human Reviews channel, and today we are listening to the new 21 Pilots album, Clancy. It is midnight for me right now. The album literally just came out seconds ago, well, minutes ago for me. And yeah, I'm very, very excited for this. For those of you who don't know, 21 Pilots are kind of the reason I like music. Up until about 2019, I never really enjoyed any music. I would pretend to like certain things just to have a music taste, like with people in school and stuff, but I never actually enjoyed anything. Then one time the song Jumpsuit came up in my YouTube recommended, and I ended up giving it a listen, and I honestly ended up enjoying that song a lot. So then I ended up listening to the rest of the songs on Trench and the rest of the 21 Pilots discography, ended up liking basically all of their stuff at the time, which led me to watching Brad Taste in Music and Anthony Fantano, and then expanding my music taste from there on, and that's led me to today. So this band, despite the fact that a lot of their stuff has shrunk on me over the years, their self-titled is a mixed bag. I hate Regional at best. Vessel is good but not great. Scaled and Icy was disappointing, and Blurry Face is just kind of meh. But Trench I still think is perfect. Every time I listen to Trench I end up liking it a little bit more. It's one of my favourite albums of all time. I think it is a 10. And I'm hoping that this album is able to at least come even just a little bit close to that. I'm not expecting this album to be perfect. I know it's not going to be a 10. But man, I want this to be good. We are kind of 4 for 4 on the singles so far. Overcompensate, Next Semester, and Backslide were all great. Loved all of those songs. I think they were really great teasers. And then the single version of the Craving I thought was just okay. I didn't hate it, but I didn't really love it either. So I'm hoping the album version, because apparently the album version is different, I'm hoping it's a little better. But yeah, besides that, I don't really know about the rest of this album. I've heard online that the rest of it has a little bit of the grimier, deeper sound that Overcompensate and Backslide had, which I'm excited about. I wanted this album to be like that. But besides that, I know basically nothing. With that being said, I'm just going to get into this. Here we go. Track 1, Overcompensate. Sounds so good. Okay, first things first. Listen, this is such a great way to start this album off. This song has grown on me since I first heard it a decent bit. Get it? Because they are kind of overcompensating for Scaled and Icy. But honestly, I love that. I love that this album starts on like a fireworks display, with it sort of being like this victory lap that ties into like the lore of them like escaping Dima or whatever. It actually makes sense as an opener, and also just the production is like, it's that Trench level of quality. Paul Meany being back is so good.
Welcome back to Trench.
I still think the Welcome Back to Trench is a little cringe. I mean, they're even making a callback to my favorite song on Trench, which is Bandito. Okay, they're taking the lyrics from Bandito and putting them in a different context. It's like they're literally catering to me with the start of this song. Yeah, the wait what was really kind of a little cringe. The thing that impresses me so much is the production. Like, you go back and you listen to Vessel, or you listen to Blurry Face, or even to an extent Scaled and Icy, the production isn't good. The production just isn't. Scaled and Icy is uninteresting, and then Blurry Face and Vessel are just poorly mixed. But then what Paul Meany is able to do with their sound is so impressive. Like, it is on a production level literally perfect. It's so cool. Also, guys, look at this. Obi's over there. Listen, this is a very lore-heavy first song. He's talking about, like, flying by a dangerous bend symbol, and he's talking about, like, his name is Clancy. He roves up with Josh Dunn, and he's wanted dead or alive or whatever. I don't know that much about the lore, I'm gonna be honest. Legit, the only exposure I've had to the lore is the music videos, and a tiny little bit of explaining from being in like the 21 Pilots Reddit. But besides that, I know nothing, literally nothing about the lore. So, I don't know, these lore-heavy tracks sometimes can feel a little confusing, but I don't mind it that much, because I'm able to pick up on it, like, a decent amount. Yeah, Tyler Joseph's rapping has gone way better than this, yeah. I don't know, Overcompensate and Next Semester being back-to-back don't make too much sense to me, but I don't know, it's a 21 Pilots album, the flow is never going to be incredible besides on Trench. Yeah, Overcompensate is honestly, in my opinion, a really, really good opener. I get what people like Fantano, why they have a problem with it. It's very over the top. It's very much a fireworks display to start the album off, and it very much sounds like it is overcompensating for Scaled and Icy, but I like that. I like that they're taking a victory lap to start the album off, because after what Scaled and Icy was about, it was sort of about them being trapped and being forced to play music for the masses or whatever, which is kind of a dumb concept. And then this is them breaking free. I think having a song like this at the beginning makes a lot of sense. For me, this song, production, fantastic. Writing, while a little confusing if you don't fully understand the lore, I think the stuff I do pick up on is very interesting. And not only that, Tyler Joseph and Josh Dunn provide excellent performances here, which a lot of the time, the performances kind of make or break a 21 Pilots song. And the performances are good here. I am feeling a flat 9 on this song. It's still a flat 9 for me. I think that's the score I gave it originally. A really, really strong opener, and it has me... When I first heard it, it had me very hopeful for the album, and it still does now. Next Semester.
Stand up straight now. Can't break down. I don't wanna be.
You know something really interesting I found out recently? I was watching Paul Meany doing a production breakdown of this song, and those guitars that you hear aren't actually guitars, they're ukuleles layered with a whole bunch of effects to sound like electric guitars. It doesn't really matter to the song, like it doesn't change my feelings on it, but it's just really cool to know that. To know that it's a ukulele playing that with just so many effects that make it sound like an electric guitar. Like you can kind of hear the ukulele here. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Brad and Fantano's opinions on all of the singles have been like the opposite. Brad loved Overcompensate, Fantano didn't like it. Brad hated Next Semester, Fantano loved it. Brad really liked Backslide, Fantano thought it was the worst of the singles and put it on his like worst tracks of the week on his weekly track roundup. It's really interesting how their opinions have been the complete opposite, because I expected Fantano to like Overcompensate, and I expected him to like Backslide, and I expected him to hate Next Semester, and it was the other way around, and I expected it to be the complete other way around for Brad as well. It's weird. This outro's grown on me a lot. I actually really like this outro. My favorite 21 Pilots song? It would probably be Bandito off a Trench. That song, just like the first one, has grown on me a lot, honestly. Like, I liked it when I first heard it, but like, even hearing it a couple of times extra leading up to this album, it's honestly like grown on me a decent bit. The very punky energy of this track is fantastic. People have compared it, like, the verses to The Clash before, and then there are moments that sort of feel like early Killers and a little bit of early Arctic Monkeys as well, and then you get to the end, and that outro, even though I wasn't crazy on it on a first listen, it's honestly grown on me a lot. I think it's a really nice way to, like, I guess tie together the themes of this track, and it's a really nice way to close it off sonically as well, and I think it's an interesting lead into Backslide as well, because I know Backslide is the next track. Yeah, this song's grown on me a lot. It's honestly, I think, my favorite of the singles. I'd give it, I think, a 9.1, literally just like a single point over Overcompensate for me. It's very good. How long have I listened to 21 Pilots, and am I a hardcore fan? Started listening to them in 2019. I know their entire discography very well, but it shrunk on me a lot besides Trench. Like, the highest score I've given besides Trench getting a 10 is Vessel got a 7.5 for me, and then everything else is like a 6 and below. I still love Trench, I still like Vessel, I've loved all the well, I've loved 3 out of the 4 singles for this album, and then I liked the final one. But then, yeah, besides that, the band have shrunk on me a decent bit. Next track, Backslide.
I don't wanna rap race. place to place, adding weight.
Tendencies on repeat and
I don't wanna backslide to where I've started.
The best thing Paul Meany has done for this band is fixing the vocal production. Let's compare this. Give me a sec. Let's compare this to a song off of Blurry Face. Let's compare it to Ride.
I just wanna stay in the sun where I find. I know it's hard sometimes.
Vocal production not great. The effects are a little awkward. It's not very well mixed. It's just super off balance. But then Paul Meany comes into the mix, and he understands the way Tyler Joseph wants to put his vocals across, the way he wants the vocals layered, and he is actually able to pull it off perfectly. That is the hands down the best thing Paul Meany has done for this band, is fixing the vocal production. Yeah, Ride isn't terrible. I do still kind of enjoy Ride. Oh, does this not sound like AJR? In the vocal layering, I can kind of see it, but I feel like it's way better executed than what AJR do. Like, by a landslide. It's not that 21 Pilots are a better AJR, it's that AJR are a worse 21 Pilots, if that makes sense. Yeah, I still like that song a lot. I would give that one like an 8.8. It's probably my least favorite of the singles besides the single version of the Craving, because the only reason it doesn't get a 9 is because it is a little generic. That is the only thing that brings the song down, is that it's not the most unique, but they do this style so surprisingly well. The song's very mature, it shows a lot of restraint. The writing on this one is absolutely incredible. I love the writing on this one. The vocal mixing is fantastic. Like, from the people who gave you a lot of the earlier stuff, like the mixing on Vessel, the mixing on Regional at Best, the mixing on Blurry Face, to hear a song that is this crisp and this well balanced it's such a treat. It's so great, and it reminds me of Trench. So for that reason, the song gets an 8.8. First song I haven't heard, Midwest Indigo. Another punky type song? Are we getting another punky song after we just had Next Semester? That's cool. Okay. Yeah, this one's more pop punky than just straight punky. Yeah, I definitely agree. You know, going into the album, I had my reservations. I heard the singles, I was like, man, these singles are strong. But what if they're the only strong songs? We're only a minute and a half into the songs I haven't heard, but this is honestly a very charming start to this song. I'm liking this a lot. My worries are being squashed. Like, it's not blowing me away, but it sounds nice. This outro's okay. I'm not crazy on it. Fine. First track I haven't heard, pretty good. Probably my least favorite of the songs up to this point, but it's kind of squashing some of my worries. It's very charming, it's very fun, it doesn't seem to be taking itself too seriously. There's some references to the lore about him being too old to run away, so I'm guessing that's him saying he's too old to run away, so instead he's gonna actually help the people in there to escape instead. Maybe some sort of like big sacrifice thing, I don't know. The sound of that track was pretty good. It had some punky energy mixed with some sort of like 80s synth stuff going on, which was really cool. Not the most impressive sound on the album up to this point, but still it was just sweet. I would give this one like an 8.4. Bring Me the Horizon just released a new album as well. That I'm less excited for. That I don't care for as much. Next track, Routines in the Night.
Walk the layout, routines in the night. Some doors have sit. Walk the layout, routines in the night. Some doors have stay out. Here comes a new night, but I'll send it through. I'll probably jump on. Walk the layout, routines in the night.
These feel more like singles than the actual singles to you. I feel like this might have maybe been a better single than Backslide. This could have been a pretty nice single, maybe. Gotta see Lavish. Lavish isn't for a little bit. Yeah, this is off to another strong start as well. This feels the most... I don't want to say the most trenchy song so far. I feel like maybe Overcompensate felt a little closer to trench than this one does. But this one, again, is giving me some of the same feelings aesthetically that trench did. It has a little bit of that grime and grit to it. The vocal layering reminds me a lot of some of the stuff that you might see on, like, Chlorine. This one's reminding me of trench a good bit.
Reoccurring, keeps coming around. REM cycle, skip night, psycho trip. It's reassuring, you keep coming around. A painful reminder and a terrible dream. I've been here before, I'll show you why.
Nice backing vocals. Is this gonna transition? Are we gonna get a transition on a 21 Pilots album? No, we're not. Okay. We're 2 for 2 on the album cuts so far. I like that one a tiny bit more than the previous track. I give that one an 8.5. That has since grown to be a flat 9. That was really nice. That was smooth as hell. Still feels... My problem with Backslide, Midwest Indigo, and that track, the three of them, is that they do feel a little generic. They do feel a little standard. But it's the execution of that generic sound that is pulling me in. It feels like it feels like slightly under Trench execution of that sound. And listen, I think that Trench is a 10 out of 10 album. So if you're just slightly beneath that, that's not really that bad, okay? It's just slightly beneath Trench execution of a sound that I'm honestly fine with. Writing is solid. The pacing is fantastic. That's the big thing with a 21 Pilots album, is the pacing a lot of the time doesn't feel great. The pacing of this, I think, is really nice so far. And yeah, these songs have just been solid as hell. I'm happy with this up to this point. 8.5. Vignette, everyone's freaking out saying this is the best song on the album. I'm expecting good things. It's the exact same length as the previous track. Okay, 3 minutes and 22. Hey. Yeah, there was the jumpsuit and levitate transition, yeah. Okay, I'm guessing that's the vulture.
Not sure when it started, peeling from his bones, piece it back together all alone. Hope it's a tribute to zombies, of which I've become. Clinging to promises.
Okay, that's so cool. That's so cool.
Flesh.
You know, you weren't lying. The rapping is a lot stronger. And the rapping was very good on Trench, but here it's still great. The rapping is fantastic. And that chorus, it's very theatric. It's very theatric, but it works. It sort of feels theatric in a way... This is going to make me sound like a bit of an idiot. It's theatric in a way that reminds me a bit of Black Country New Road. Black Country New Road. Where it's, like, very intentionally that way, and it sort of adds to the impact of the track. As opposed to when you're listening to Early Panic at the Disco, and it's theatric in a way that makes you want to blow your brains out, you know what I'm saying? There's two different types of theatric.
Where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? Tunnelscape, visions fade.
That's okay. You're saying that's the best song on the album up to this point? I agree. 9.5. Rapping. Off the charts. Singing in the chorus. Cheesy, but it works. The theatric elements actually feel playful and fun and aren't making me like curl into a ball of cringe like some of the stuff off of, say, Regional at Best does. This is such a step up from like Scaled and Icy that it feels like people have the cope of, oh, they made the album bad intentionally to tie into the lore. Maybe that's true. Trench was incredible. Scaled and Icy mid. And then this has been pretty fantastic so far. That song is my favorite up to this point. 9.5. The Craving Jenna's version, I liked the single version of this song, but I didn't think I thought it was the weakest of the singles by far. I think I gave it a low 7. So I'm hoping the album version is different enough for me to enjoy it more. Because apparently it is different. That's different. I think those are reverse vocals.
Seems I get in my own way. The more I think, the less I say. Say enough that I let it know if I found.
It does sound like this is done on an acoustic guitar and not a ukulele. Having this be just Tyler Joseph and a guitar is so much better. The other song felt a little too much like it was just an advert. Like Brad Taster Music said, it sounded like a Lowe's advert, and it makes sense. But just Tyler Joseph and the guitar, having it be a little more stripped back is working a lot better for me.
She just wants to catch a wave, ride it out to the end of the days. I hope that I'd lay down and wait, and hope she looks for me.
Better than I don't think I like this more than Smithereens, but I am liking this. Kind of wish it was post-rock, yeah. Wish this was made by Swans. This is the superior version of this song. It doesn't sound like it's going for like a generic pop sound, doesn't feel like it's advert music. It's an actual sweet, intimate moment that feels like it's taking itself way more seriously than the single version does. Having it just be Tyler Joseph and an acoustic guitar is really nice. It gives the song a lot more impact. And I think I prefer this version way more than the other version. I give that an 8.3. Yeah, and the other one got like a flat 7, I think. So yeah. This I would actually probably return to. And the other one, it was sort of just like I heard it once and I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm glad they have this more stripped back version for the album. That's really sweet. Next track, Lavish. Everyone's saying this is the other best song on the album.
Welcome to the new way of living. It's just the beginning of Lavish. It's just the beginning of Lavish. From the floor to the ceiling. Try your best to look like this is not your first time. You're fighting for the front row, that's a nice try. You're looking real nice. Smell. Welcome to the stop.
What? This is like jumping into a different album. What? I mean, this sounds nice. Tame Impala hip hop. This is a nice, catchy track, but huh? Okay. I mean, I'm liking this song, but it doesn't fit. Cool string arrangement.
One sip of Capri Sun like it's Dom Perignon. I'm talking tough.
An American person saying Capri Sun properly. Other Americans pronounce it Capri Sun, which annoys the hell out of me. He just said it properly, Capri Sun. Oh my god, I'm gonna play that back.
Sip a Capri Sun like it's Dom Perignon. I'm talking tough happily with someone
Thank you.
in front of me.
Thank you. Huh. That song felt a bit like a complete tone shift, but I kind of don't care because the sound of that was very, very fun. The vocal performance was super charming, and honestly, the flow of a 21 Pilots album, it's never great. It's always my biggest complaint about a 21 Pilots album is the flow sucks. So the tonal shift doesn't really matter to me here that much. But that was very, very much just, we're here and then we're going this way. We're going this way, then this way. Like, just out of nowhere. But I liked it. I would give that, it's probably my least favorite so far. I'd give it an 8.2. But it was fun. It was definitely fun. Next track, Navigating. Another punky song, third punky song of the album. Ooh. Okay, that is the best intro to a song up to this point. That was. I look like a React Andy right now, just pulling dumb faces at everything. But man, that intro was fantastic. Okay, that's fine. Legit puppy food, yeah. Oh, those synths are gorgeous. Where was this on Scaled and Icy? Where was this this overflow of creativity? Where was it? This is so fun. That intro, that insane punch in the face to start this song off, that even like gives me a same feeling that like Jumpsuit does. The chorus where he does the navigating, that's a little annoying, I guess, but like, man, these verses and even the bit after that part, no complaints. Oh, that bass line is disgusting.
If you really wanna know what I'm thinking, kinda feels like everybody leaves. I'm navigating my head, disassociate. Give me some advice. I am in my delay. I'm navigating.
Kind of sounds like Block. That's the best song on the album up to this point. 9.8, literally bordering on a 10. The only problem is the way he says navigating annoys me a little bit. Besides that, that is like, I'm putting that on the best of the year playlist. That was a trench level song. That was a trench level song. Straight up. Had he enunciated the word navigating a little bit differently and it didn't bug me, that would have been a 10. That is trench level right there. That is everything I wanted from this album and more. That song right there. Everything I wanted from this album and more. That was so good. If we get a song better than this, I will be shocked. Okay, I will actually be shocked. Alright, here we go. Track 10, Snapback. Not Oldies Station just yet.
Got a bad feeling that I'm about to break. Been a good streak, but the pressure's overweight. Back, got a bad feeling I'm gonna lose the lead. Running from next.
Incredible verse.
Hand that helps me give it finger stitches. Blacklisted from forgiveness for your once. It's a backslide. I commandeered a hard ride.
Okay. This bit's alright. I like this vocal layering.
Oh, it's you. Well, welcome back to the show. Guess I better move to a fresher approach. Got a bad feeling.
I will say up to this point, this is my least favorite. I still, at this point, I think my score for this song is going to end up being a flat 8. It's just that there are a couple moments here where I'm a little out of it. And honestly, I agree with what Ryan K said there. It might have been better without a chorus. Like, without that chorus in there, it might have just been good if the song sort of didn't stop for that and kept going. Oh, that bass. Honestly, I still like that song a lot. I would give it an 8.1. So, this song, it's good. It's my least favorite up to this point, but not by a large margin. The writing I still think is really strong. Production is great. It's just the chorus was kind of pulling me out of it a bit, and it might stop me from returning to the rest of the tracks quite as much. But still, I feel like I wouldn't skip this song if it came on my like songs, you know what I'm saying? So for that reason, it gets an 8.1 for me. Next track, Oldies Station.
Only consistency in your periphery is fear in the bridge of your nose. Fear of the past and relative pain. Future's coming, make an oath then make mistakes.
Disney chant.
Push on.
Okay, when the drums came in, it kind of sounds nice. But that intro, it's the first meh on this album up to this point. It's fine. It just isn't doing anything to pull me in. It just sort of sounds a little hollow, and it isn't really doing anything to engage me so far. This bit with the drum sounds nice though.
Then before you know, you lose some people close, forcing you to manage your pace. Less concerned.
The lyrics are right on this one. Okay, synth switch up, sure. Yeah, we're 2/3 into this song, and up to this point, it's just kind of feeling like this is the first one I'm not crazy on. The sound of this just isn't appealing to me in the slightest. The production is still fantastic, the writing is still nice, but it's just the general sound of the track, the instrumental, the vocal performance. There isn't just anything about this on a sonic level that is appealing to me, and I probably wouldn't return to this one. Still got another like minute and a half of this song.
Your favorite song was on the Oldies Station.
Like Amnesia and listen to Trench for the first time again. I wouldn't mind that. This outro is nice. This outro is stronger than the rest of the track. The outro of that song was pretty good. I like the outro. It was a sweet little moment. But the rest of the song just didn't do much to pull me in. Up to this point, this is the only one that I don't really feel like I wouldn't return to, and it's the first one that I'm honestly not crazy on. I don't dislike the song. I don't think it's bad by any means, but it's definitely not one that I would return to. And when listening to this album front to back, sometimes I feel like it might be a skip. Sometimes it wouldn't be though, so for that reason, I think I'll give it a flat 7. Still has the fantastic production, still is really well written and really sweet and sentimental, but it isn't a sound I gravitate towards, and I feel like the execution isn't anywhere near as strong as any of the other songs on the album up to this point. Also, I feel like the pacing was a little off in that one. It feels like it just went a little too long, and there were parts, yeah, I agree with Astral God there were some parts that felt a little empty, but I don't know, it's still fine. Down to the final 2 already. I've been filming for an hour. We're down to the final 2. Next track, At the Risk of Feeling Dumb. Clown music. We're getting clown music.
I don't want anyone, know me or not. See me at my lowest, you don't have to drop. I don't want anyone, know me or not. See me at my lowest, you don't have to drop. Used to be you and me.
Welcome to the Kawasaki Z's,
right around, please. Keep in mind. Check on your friend. I don't want anyone, know me or not. See me at my lowest, you don't have to drop. I don't want anyone, know me or not.
This is the first reggae appearance. You know what? I applaud 21 Pilots at their level of restraint with the reggae. I applaud that, okay? Normally, it feels like they have to shove in a reggae song. It worked well on Trench. Nico and the Niners and Cut My Lip were great. But then a lot of the other times where they force in a reggae song, like on Vessel or on Blurry Face, it just sort of it ends up being one of my least favorites. I applaud the restraint, okay? This is the first real taste of any proper reggae we've gotten, and it isn't even that overt. Very emo. Very emo.
If I'm being real, man, don't know how I feel, man. About you sleeping so close to a weapon you conceal, man.
Oh my god, there's 50 people watching. That's the most people I've ever had watching any of my streams. Oh my god. That's absolutely gonna hate this album. I don't know. There's a chance he enjoys it. You're saying that was your favorite on the album up to this point? It's not personally like my favorite. I still think it's a strong, really strong song. It's like up there for me, probably in my top 5, if not my top 4. Firstly, chorus, amazing. That chorus went so hard. I love that chorus. The track in the beginning didn't grab my attention fully, but then the way as it built, as it progressed, I feel like the way the song switched up and the way the lyrics unfolded, that song honestly grew so much, and then by the end, I feel like on a re-listen, this could maybe possibly grow to get an even higher score than this, but as of right now, I am feeling a 9.1 on that track. I'd say that's grown to probably about a 9.3 for me. We're here. We've done it. We're at the final track. I've only been recording for an hour and 11 minutes. I thought this was going to end up being like a 2-hour recording. But no, we're here. Paladin Strait, 6.5 minute 21 Pilots song. Is this the longest song they've made? Is that song off of the self-titled longer? Is it March to the Sea? Is 5 minutes and tell you what? No, this song is a whole minute longer than that track. All right, here we go. Paladin Strait, final song. The microphones? Phil Elverum.
I can't be alone. Guess I never told you so. Making my way towards you.
I was only joking, Rank. It's not the microphones.
Standing on the shore, I would swim the Paladin Strait without any flotation.
I appreciate them not ending on a piano ballad. It's cool that they're not just going with the same route that they did with Vessel, Blurry Face, and Trench, of just ending on this super deep, emotional piano ballad. They're actually doing something different, kind of like they did with Redecorate. I like that. Ether City was great. This album is after Escape Indigo. I think this album is the escape. This is like him breaking everybody out or something. Yeah, Astro God. Oh my god.
Here's my chance, and I'm surrounded. Put my money where my mouth is.
1 minute ambient nature sounds. We're actually getting an ambient nature outro. That's crazy. So before we get into these bird sounds, to close out the track, I'll give my thoughts on the song up to this point. That's pretty good. Everyone's saying it's like the best closer imaginable. I don't think it was. I just thought it was really solid, pretty powerful. Not my favorite on the album up to this point, but it's really nice. There's something after. I mean, this is real underground experimental stuff right here. The nature ambient noises.
On the ground are banditos, fighting while I find Nico. Show yourself, I yell louder, even though I'm bad.
So few, so proud, so emotional. Hello, Clancy.
Well, that's it. We don't get to see how the conflict ends. We don't get to see how the conflict ends. We just get Blurry Face talking to us at the end with the few, the proud, and the emotional. Double album 100% in store. They're doing a music video for it. I mean, as a song, that was pretty nice. There was a really cool close to the album. It's nice to see them not just going with a generic piano ballad like they normally do. Yeah, really great vocal performance on this one. The 1 minute nature interlude was kind of cool. I really like that outro, and the Blurry Face appearance is kind of cool, I guess. Not one of my favorites on the album up to this point, but I give it like an 8.4, 8.5. Probably an 8.4. And that was Clancy. Before I give my thoughts on this album, let me know what you thought of this album down below. I am going to add up my scores, and then I am going to tell you what my overall score for this album is. Sounds about right. I am feeling an 8.7 out of 10 on this album. An 8.7. that's about the score I hoped I'd give it. Honestly. My main issues with the album are that I just wish it was a little darker in sound. I guess. I kind of wish it was a little closer to the Trench level of grime. But honestly, the sound that we're given on this album is still pretty cool. I mean, the production is fantastic. The songs themselves are all... most of them are great, and then the one song that I wasn't still crazy on, I still gave a 7. So honestly, despite the fact that I don't think it's quite at that Trench 10 out of 10 level quality, this is a good release. I'm obviously going to be listening to the album again, and my feelings may change, but yeah, this is a strong, I guess, conclusion to this era of the band, and I'm happy with this. Big step up from Scaled and Icy. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know what you thought of the album down below. Do you love it? Do you hate it? How do you rank it among the rest of the 21 Pilots discography? Make sure you like and subscribe. Our goal is 1,000 subscribers by September. Let me know what other albums you'd like me to listen to in the future. Link in the description to my Discord if you want to head over there, talk to me and other music nerds, and we also talk about movie stuff and games over there as well. And a link to my gaming channel if you want to see some like gaming stuff as well. Yeah, that is about it. See ya.